Hey, Toye Johnson-Vincent here, motivational speaker on career development as well as life skill topics. First, I just want to say, can we all just have a moment just to kind of settle down? And sometimes you feel like you just need to breathe. After a long day, either the traditional 9 to 5, and of course, business owners and leaders, um, tons of entrepreneurs out there. This is for you. Again, I speak a lot on career development topics as well as life skills. And I wanted to really just have a brief, talk with you today and just leave you with some tips and nuggets of how to get through your day without thinking about what to expect the next day. In essence, I really want you to accomplish your goals. I want you to be able to think about the next day as it relates to you've already accomplished goals today. Now, if that seems a little bit confusing, it won't be in a few minutes. You just want to think about it like this. Normally, we think about doing things very quickly, and then we get through that day as much as we can, all of the tasks that are waiting for us on our desk or our home offices when we get up in the morning. I mean, let's face it, folks, we're pretty much living from, our mobile phones to our laptops and beyond. And then, of course, we still have those desktop computers as well. So the list goes on and on, but you shouldn't let that stop you from realistically progressing for your goals for the week. And the most important thing is, as you're going through your day and your week, you should not get that burnt out feeling. Because let's face it, again, nobody wants that. So, how can we do this and keep on track with our career development goals as well as the business aspects in our lives? Well, let me just tell you, I've made tons of mistakes, so I know about biting off more than I can chew, so to speak, meaning I've just taken on too many tasks. And when we do that, we tend to lose focus on the tasks that are really important to our business, our workspace, our workstations, and even the people around us get a little bit confused because perhaps you appear to be all over the place and just not having everything in some sort of order. Now, technically speaking, depending on how you work, your personality, etc., maybe that works for you. And I just remember as I think back of working with many people, if you walk over to their desk and you'll say, wow, how can you find anything, right? Has anyone ever said that to you? And they reply, well, I know where everything is at because this may appear to be what we call, quote unquote, organized chaos. So, but in essence, we know that the best thing for most of us is really to get some sort of order, because as we have the order in our lives, again, I speak on career development and basic life skills. We know that the more organized we are, the more we can get things done, and we can reply to our clients, to our current clients and potential clients. And, the end result is you have a better business, and your 9 to 5 traditional will go even better. So that's what we mean when we say, did you have a great day? Or we ask someone, did you have a great week? Or did you have a great day? And sometimes someone says, no, I did not. So you don't want to get into replying every time someone asks you, how was your day? And you're like, oh, I'm glad it's over. Oh, my goodness, it's Monday all over again. What I want you to think about is, so what? It's Monday and it's all over again. But you know one thing about Monday? It's really like a do-over from last week. How about that? So again, bring your positiveness right up there, put it in the forefront of your mind that everything you do has a purpose and it also has a place. If we go back into our childhoods, you'll hear somebody say, whether it's your parents or whomever raised you, and for those of us out there, some of us raised ourselves, but you do understand that there is a place and a time for everything. And the more, again, it goes right back to those organizational skills that we probably learned throughout elementary school, middle school, and including college, when at that point in time, if you were anything like me, on a college campus, I pretty much was all over the place. I mean, if I could find my book, that was one great thing, and then just sitting down and doing the work was another. So, but I learned later on in life that, wow, you really do have to have some kind of organizational skills, and we can develop those. It doesn't mean that something is right or wrong. It didn't work last week, but what I really want you to get out of these nuggets is that you should not feel overwhelmed. And when you do that, perhaps you've bitten off more than you can chew. So you have people, potential clients, current clients, family, friends trying to pull you in all sorts of directions. What do? Well, number one, learn how to say no, thank you, and smile. I know you're probably saying, wow, that's easier said than done, and how is that going to work for me in my business? Well, the thing about it is, if you keep saying yes to every single thing, or you're invited to multiple events in one particular week or month, and then when you look around, you say, you know what? I didn't even get to write my content for the month. I need to get some video information out there, to the viewers and to my potential clients. Or maybe you weren't able to make those phone calls and get back to people who you promised when you went to that 99th networking event that you would do. So again, you do and you will have to learn how to say no, thank you, and smile. And by the way, that is one of my topics and presentations I would like to perhaps bring to you or your group or organization that you are working with, because I think it would be great. There's a lot of information in there. We're not going to take time to do that today. This is not that presentation, but just want you to keep that in mind. And it's an excellent way, with some fun tactics and different things that I would do, more or less a workshop style. So, number two, how to think about your day, different ways to think about your day in terms of the positive focus. When you start out on Monday, you're probably saying, oh my goodness, I have all of these things on my plate, right? And then you're thinking, how will I ever get through this week, and get everything done? If you think about it long enough, you know that you have to put your mind to it. You have to sometimes delegate if you're able to. And if you're somewhat of a, just kind of entrepreneur and one person who pretty much does it all themselves, me, I don't have a team of people, so I do understand that I have to learn how to be more focused. But again, when it comes to Monday, some of the things you can do is over the weekend, yes, over your weekend when you're having fun, if you can just take a little, maybe it's about 30 minutes out of between Friday and Sunday, and just sort of jot down all of the things that you want to accomplish for next week. And then that way you can always go back and do a check off. So essentially it's your check off list, even before Monday begins. And you'll start to notice as the weeks go on and you get to the end of the month, you can look back and you can track and do your own metrics. Metrics is very important. I come from an HR background, human resources, matching talent, acquiring talent, acquisition. And one thing that I know is that if I've been to a million job fairs or career fairs and I've talked to so many potential employees, you have to be organized. I had to be organized. And even as a motivational speaker, which doesn't come necessarily easy, because again, I need to be able to juggle event times, and someone says, are you available? And then you have to check and make sure so that you're not overstepping, and overindulging, I should say, your time and or your talent. So again, think about Monday in a more positive light. Think about, I'll get through that week. Let me just think about the things that I needed to get through that perhaps I didn't accomplish the week before, and write them down. You can talk to a million people. They will probably tell you the same thing, especially people who are organized. They write things down. They talk to other people. They get suggestions or advice from others to see how they keep it all together. Because again, it's basically, you don't want to feel like you're alone and you're struggling to get through the week. So the number one thing about why people primarily struggle is distraction. Trust me, I know that too. I've done it. I've made the mistakes. And from time to time, I will get distracted. But I don't want you to do that. So that was my final tip on that. And finally, just to close the message out, I just want you to be able to think of your craft as, extremely important to you. But you also need to understand that even though your craft is important to you, others who you may or may not be networking with, or you connect with via family and friends, their time frame and their schedules are very different. So the sense of urgency is also and can be different. Let me give you an example of that, if you don't mind. Basically, I could call someone, or I can leave voicemail messages, I can leave email messages to several people. And, you may not, or I may not get any response for a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 sometimes, and I'm just really interested and hopeful that that potential client would call me back. But what do? Do I sit around and sulk about it? No, I have to move on. So you will learn as well how to get things done without relying on a phone call and text messages, etc. You just need to be able to go in and say, realize this. It's your craft, whether you're an entrepreneur, a business leader, business owner, or all of the above. Every single minute is important to you and your craft. So keep that same positive attitude about it. Don't worry about if someone doesn't call you back right away. I mean, technically, you should be trying to move on to talk to other people. Just like when we go to networking events, you need to get as many contacts as possible who may be potential clients. But again, if you're wasting your time with people that have nothing to do, perhaps, or cannot help you, and you already know that within the first 10 or 15 minutes, then why are you actually still trying to contact them anyway? So it becomes more of your choice to say, I need to prioritize my day so that indeed the week will be prioritized. And trust me on this one. If you put some systems in place that will help you have a better Monday, ideally, you have to imagine you will have a better week. Again, if you have an upcoming workshop, event, or themed event, conference, or small group meeting, professional association, etc., I would love to be your number one choice, 100% bringing my A+ game to your event. Again, I'm Toye Johnson-Vincent. My topics focus on career development and basic life skills. Follow me on Twitter at Speaker Toye JV. I'm on Facebook as well as LinkedIn. Most important, please check out my website, www.tjvempowersyou.com. Again, www.tjvempowersyou.com. I look forward to speaking with you and engaging very, very soon. Have a productive week, and I wish you all of the success throughout your career. Thank you.